All right, time for the patch notes. So we have Assassins, Avengers, and one caster. Let us get started. And again, most of these are buffs, so this is going to be a really quick patch notes. I don't expect to spend more than like 10 minutes on this. Well, for these four, and then more time will be given for Ono no Komachi. So Tyra. The only thing that happened for Tyra is she got a buff for her third skill that gives her quick up 30% and 15 stars. So first thing, she doesn't start off as slow. So turn one, she will be able to do some crits, which means better refund, better MP spam, yada, yada, yada. Second thing is she did not have a quick buff in the first place. She did not have any card buffs. So this is just free damage, and it put her on the same exact damage profile as the new Edmund Dante's. Now those two are pretty much going to be used in very different situations. One you use against Genji, the other you'd probably be using against anything else, and you just won't take damage. While Tyra will take all the damage and just hit even harder because of it. Yeah, so overall, did I think this buff was really good? I think it was decent. She needed it. And I already have her at EX as a solo, so she can't really go higher. Although I would say, like, now, like, if she was being compared to other solo units besides Qin Shi Huang, probably would have been some movement. But I always thought Tyra was good. Even like could use her as a farmer, but her niche was always solos. Yeah, so I'm not shooting you. Oh, okay. I brought up the wrong thing here. Where is this? Yeah, so I want to be ringing up this. Wait, was there a more recent one? Buffer, yes, here we go. Yeah, the Takisugi buff is there. All right, so here we are looking for Salieri. He's here at B. Yeah, I'm gonna close this so I don't get confused. All right, Salieri. Salieri got a skill buff. Yeah, wait, no. Was it his MP? Yeah, no, it was his MP. Right. Okay, so Salieri went from not having an MP buff. It also had a demerit that messed up your star gen, so it was harder. It was actually harder to keep up his MP than it should have been. They got rid of that demerit and flipped it around, so now instead of a star gen demerit, you get 10 stars. Arts res unfortunately happens after damage, but this got doubled, and super effective against a star attribute. Now, star attribute, you're not going to be C2 too often, but star attribute is these two. So if you're fighting Jeanne d'Arc or Moriarty, sorry, not Moriarty, Holmes, you can bring Salieri and he will do a lot more damage than you would think. Archer is down, plus is super effective. Should you be doing that over bringing in another Avenger? Probably not. But if you don't have any other Avengers, this is an option you can do. And like Salieri can do like decent single target. He's still an Avenger, even though he's a 1-star. Like his MP will take a huge chunk of their HP. And then either you keep spamming, since one of them is John, she is gonna keep healing. So if you don't kill on the break bars, you're probably gonna be spamming against her anyway. But in John's case, watch out for the end roll. 2 Zerks, 2. Yeah, don't bring Salieri to fight Arquid. You're gonna have a very, very, very bad time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just this MP buff. So, where am I feeling on this? Is definitely going up to A at least. Actually, Is that actually enough to put him in EX? Hold up. Because there's not another Arts Looper here. I did used to think that Jason was a better Arts Looper. But Salieri, I know, can Black Rail Loop, and Jason has problems doing it. Yeah. Yeah, no, with his current MP buff, I don't see why I wouldn't just move him to EX. This list does not have A+, so that's probably part of the reason everything is so bloated. I'm not, again, on patch notes, I don't do major changes like adding another tier, usually, unless the patch requires it. Yes. No. Salieri now is up here as a DPS farmer. In the same way Jason would be up here. Or Theseus. Like 1, 2, 3, all Arts Loopers that like perform like better than some 4 stars. So yes. Yes, you're here. Jason might eventually be going down, mostly because the other Arts Sabers are getting a lot better. Like Tomoe is now, I wouldn't say she's better than Jason, but she's like more comparable now that she has a ramp up too. Very similar to what Karna has. And Karna is not on this list. He just got buffed. I'm recording that in a little bit. All right. So that is, yep, that's this. I can't close that. We'll come back to it later. All right, but yeah, Tyra, no change here. Only Salieri. Now we move on to the 2 assassins. So Semiramis, I'm very happy about this one. She's out of extremely niche. She's completely out of extremely niche. Why? Because now she gets a power mod before she gets damage. Yeah, before she does damage, she puts a power mod on the enemy, and you can double stack this. That is pretty much why she's immediately out of extremely niche, because this is not niche anymore. And I would be so far as going to put her in B. Because I think Cleo as a Buster farmer is still far more consistent. I think she's far more consistent because she works better with Vitch. You don't need Semirami's MP that often. And an issue with Semiramis is that she does not, like, because the Buster is down, she can't take that forward. So in farming, she's always just gonna do less than someone that has than someone like Cleo that carries her buffs forward. And again, you don't need her MP effect that often, and I still think she has a little bit of issue when fighting servants with magic res. It gets far more annoying, and I would just like them to look at it. So yeah, Semiramis with her buff gets her out of niche and puts her right in B, which I don't think is that bad. But in comparison, you have Li Shu in here, who I really don't like as a 5-star. I don't want people to think I think Semiramis is that bad. It's just more assassins as a class is so heavily weighted at the top compared to even lower tiers. In fact, actually, Jack moves down. I'm actually, like, I thought about it, and I am making this change because I don't think Jack is as good as MHX. I think MHX is better than Jack at this point, especially with power mods being as abundant as they are. MHX kind of just pulls ahead. And let's show it on the damage here. Jack, 42, and then when you fight female, 65, but it's a power mod, so if you're using Black Rail, it's saluted. And even then, it's not that much higher than MHX. It is 20% higher for a super effective. A 50% power mod is only getting her 20% more damage than her competition that hasn't touched niches yet and can hit niches. Yeah, no. Kama hits harder than MHX regardless of if it's niche or not. So, and they're even in the same class, and MHX would be hitting other classes too. So yeah, I gotta move Jack down. She's carried by her face cards, but after Kama's buff, that is not enough anymore. That is actually not enough anymore, in my opinion. All right, so Semirami's done. Oki. Oki got her battery buffs significantly. It is now not single target. It is completely AoE for all of the effects. So 20% battery, 50% star gen for the party, and you overcharge the entire party's MP by 2 stages for 1 time 3 turns. This not only makes her card buff better, but any other characters you run her with will have better MP overcharge effects significantly. You can, like, she is pretty much the first assassin you can actually use in a in a legitimate stall team where an assassin is part of the engine. So am I moving her from here even with this buff? No, because no, I'm not moving her. I don't think this buff is enough just yet. I would just like I would like one more buff for her before I move her again. Because yes, this does make everything she does better. It's like before she was a weak-ish A placement, like she would have been like somewhere in between or more A but still part of B. Now she's like solidly here and a little more on the other side. So yeah, like one more buff and then she fully goes from here to here. Okay, so with that is the buffs. Now let's talk about Ono no Komachi, and hey, we're at 12 minutes. Let's try to keep this wrapped up to 20. All right, so Ono no Komachi, she is the new caster that came out with Valentine's this year on JP. She is a incarnation of a Buddha. Sorry, not Buddha, Bodhisattva. So, Kiara, you better watch out. She's gonna teach you. No, sorry, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know much about Senju Kamon. I'm not gonna pretend to understand Buddhism like that. All right, base stack, good for a caster. If they could have made this way worse. HP, this is definitely on the lower side. MP charge 0.8%. This is really high for a caster. In comparison, I compare it to Daikokuten and not Alice, because Alice is not focused on refund at all. She's just brute force to charge, while Daiko definitely does more refund stuff. Group Servant, Divinity, Humanoid, only in first ascension, and she loses Humanoid in second, and then in third ascension she becomes a Divine Spirit, and a levitating servant and non-Humidade servant. This is not non-humanoid. This is non-Humidade, meaning does not count as a human servant anymore, because they are an incarnation of a Bodhisattva. 4 hits on quick, 3 hits on art, 3 hits on buster, 5 hit extra attack. First skill is okay. So upstairs, good. Damage for carding is my concern after using her, but it's not the biggest deal because you use her with Scotty and other people that buff her crits. First skill, 20% card buffs to all card types, and then when you use a quick card attack that includes the MP, per enemy hit, you get 10% gauge. So if you hit 3 enemies, your MP has flat 30 refund before even attacking the enemy. You just get 30. So but there has to be 3 enemies when you MP. If you use your arts card, you get a dodge, 1 attack, 1 turn. This is very, very weak. I don't see why they just didn't make it 3 turns like Hakuno. Oh wait, no, I think Hakuno is also 1 turn, but I don't know why they made it only 1 attack, like this. I kind of just feel like, what's the point? Yeah. What is even the point of popping the arts card if it's gonna give a weak effect like this? If you like kill the enemy, you can't carry this over, so you might as well just be clicking more quick cards than anything. Like if you're going to kill, why are you trying to put protections up? Last effect, ignores evasion when you attack with Buster Card. This one is significantly better. I think that this is definitely the weakest effect. This is significantly stronger. Reason being is that you put ignore evasion before damage when you attack with a Buster Card. So this is one of the cases where you would lead with a vase card before your MP. Luckily, in this situation, it would be Buster Quick or Buster Quick Arts. But even your Buster Card will be able to hit the enemy, when normally in a case like this, it would be happening after damage, and you'd just be wasting your face card just to use up like the dodge or invul, or set up. So yeah, awesome that this happens before damage. This just makes the skill a little better. Second skill, cooldown reduction targeted for 1 ally, crit star weight for 1 turn for that ally, and then a 50 battery. This is on a 7-turn cooldown, very important. If you do any kind of cooldown reduction teams with Ono no Komachi, because she can do that, you can like farm berserkers with her, basically just insta-kill farming and reloading your skills as if she was a buster unit. Third skill, 30% MP damage, 50% power mod against undead, 50% power mod against evil alignment, and a 50% power mod against shadow servants. So this character, very, very good at farming. If you're just farming for normal mats like free quests, this is probably gonna pop up, and so is this. And evil, it's gonna show up. Sometimes it's on trash mobs, sometimes it's not. It really depends. Alignment is fucking weird in this game. Some enemies have them, some only have 1, some have 2, some have the full alignment that's like normal. It's a pain, some of this stuff, but just know for like basic farming, you shouldn't have issues like killing trash mobs. Even like shadow servants with this power mod, and a lot of them, half of them are gonna be evil too, so you'll probably just nuke them. I would be worrying about damage. The only point of damage you should be worrying about is in 90++ storm pods of that nature, just because of how heavily weighted to one part of the formula this is. This is 180% worth of MP damage / power mods, and only 30 of it can be doubled with Oberon. Not great for farming. However, if instead of Oberon you're bringing Hakuno, Hakuno for like carding, where you're actually taking advantage of the triple quick deck, because in my experience of using this character, never use triple Scotty unless you're using Hakuno, and even with Hakuno, you need so much extra charge to make sure you have a buster card. 1 caster Scotty is more than enough. These power mods will also count as crit damage, so that's the main reason. You want your quick cards to actually bite, and don't worry too much about your buster card. It's buster card, it's buster crit, it's still gonna do great damage. But like in 90++, you're going to want at least 1 caster Scotty if you actually plan on using your cards. She has 3 quick cards. Buff up the card that's showed the most. Passives, debuff success rate 4%, arts up 10%, and again, Bodhisattva Incarnate. damage because it counts as divinity, and insta-kill immunity. She can never get insta-kill. Awesome. If you're doing cooldown reduction stuff, over here. If you're doing farming stuff, over here. And you kind of can just pick and choose if you want another one. MP. I really like this MP, not just for farming, because it's 6 hits and quick, but also the like CQ, the boss fight potential that is here. So 6 hit AoE quick, damage to all enemies, inflicts curse for 5 turns on them, healing received down 30% for 5 turns, and debuff regeneration. At the end of the enemy turn, this will take the enemy buff, and this will take one of the enemy buffs, and this lasts for 5 turns. So notice how long each of these effects lasts. 5, 5, 5. You can stack 5 of these up at once, and you can guarantee get the enemy's healing received down by 100%. It is very possible to do that in 3 turns, especially when your floor is going to be so high. As a quick unit, like base 30 before damage is a lot. Now, if you're only fighting one enemy, yeah, you're going to have to be much more reliant on cards, but that is what it is. Last part, she has a chance to insta-kill, and it gets significantly better with her bond CE, and it goes to like 120%. If you're doing the QP insta-kill node, that is a 96% chance of instant killing the enemy, so you are in a very good spot at that point. Last part, OC, 20% MP damage, scales up to 60, so this is like really good scaling, but the base number is just 10% lower than, say, OG Musashi, who I think base is 30 and goes up to 70. Or it might be 30 and goes up to 90 now. Let's check. No, it's 30 up to 90. Yeah. So, wait. Okay, so if they ever buff her MP, they're going to give her Musashi scaling, because that's what she has right now. She has actual Musashi scaling on her MP. Interesting. And, yep. Last part of the bond CE, you get 30% MP damage. Usually, I see bond CEs like this as a candidate for the grand of the class. However, for this character, not so much, because MP damage and insta-kill. That is an oxymoron together, because if you insta-kill, you don't care about damage. And if you're buffing damage, why do you care about insta-kill? Them both together, kind of weird. You're just gonna have to pick and choose. I think there are better characters to use for a Grand Servant than this character, where like you can't use this bond CE and Black Ra at the same time. That's kind of my point. All right, that is so placements. Where do I think this character goes on the caster list? Okay, first up, I need to add sorry that I'm just doing this live. Details, date. Yeah, I have Alice here, right? I do not have Alice here. Okay, one second while I get previous placements. I'll be back. All right, I believe this should be the cast list. All right, so where do I see Ono no Komachi? I see her on par with Alice. I think all 3 of these characters are very much interchangeable. This is probably the best for farming, but all 3 are like fairly comparable to each other. I actually want to move Daiko down 1 because I think she's an upgrade from Daiko. So these 2 are gonna just probably be neck and neck for a little while, in my opinion. And yeah, like I don't feel like putting either one in EX. I think EX is a lot right now. And the reason quick, like I'm hesitant to put quick and arts casters in like EX is because they're fighting assassins and they just will have lower refund. That's the main issue, and it's just gonna make like the issues a character has, like especially Alice that already has bad refund. Fighting assassins like that is not gonna help her case for having like bad refund. Like she's gonna have way better damage, she's gonna hit overkill a lot quicker, and that's like gonna be like her point. Which she can't do neutral. She'd have more problems doing neutral if you're not hitting niche than Ona no Komachi. Yeah, I think with that, the patch notes are over. I saw Karna got a buff, so I'm going to be recording that in a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed this update of the patch notes, and I will see you next month. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.